Jay Thomas, Morning Blend. I'm here with my two favorite critics. I got Janelle, I've got Tony. Opening this weekend is a film called The Drive Away Dolls. It's a comedy, 84 minutes, rated R. It's from Ethan Coen and Tricia Cooke. It's a comedy caper that follows Jamie and another girlfriend, a friend of hers named Marian, and Marian desperately needs to loosen up, and they decide to take this trip. But it's one of those take a car where it needs to go, and you get to ride in the car for free and drive for free. But man, do they ever get the wrong car? So Tony, let's get started.
Look, this is it's very funny. However, it definitely needed more. There's such thing as too short of a film here. 84 minutes is brisk, and there's a lot of filler involved. I know Janelle's going to touch on that as well, so I'll save it. Margaret Qualley was great, as was Geraldine Viswanathan. I thought that this was like one of their biggest leading roles so far. Lots of cameos here. Some that you know about, some that you don't.
Right.
Was it fun? Yes. Could it have been much more? Yes.
Janelle?
Agreed. The dialogue is snappy. It's very very on par with a Coen writing. However, because of the filler that's in this movie, they either didn't have enough, which they should have just shelved the idea and maybe integrated it into there's Coen's have a Fargo series on FX. They could have integrated it into an episode there or built a whole season around it. It's not enough for a movie. And because of it, it suffers. There's really strange pacing issues. The storyline is thin. It's an episode at best. It's a 40-minute episode at best, and it just didn't really need to be a movie. But aside from that, it is pretty on par for Coen as far as snappy dialogue and great cameos and people really playing their parts well.
And comedy. And comedy. I thought it was really fun too. You're right. There were a couple of scenes in there, Twilight Zone, psychedelic scenes. You're right. They use them as fillers. Where was that space at? Why did you even bring this in here? I said, nobody's up here smoking weed or taking LSD. So what's going on here? I love the cameos. They are great from beginning to the very end of it. It was really a fun movie. Maybe a little bit too long, but yeah, you're right, Janelle. This is something that probably should have been on FX. So Tony, you got to start it. What would you rate it?
I go 3 out of 5. Like I said, this is fun. It's a very funny lesbian road trip comedy. So representation wise, that's great to see. I mean, it does have a lot there to offer. It just needed more, and I think it is. I think if you add more to this film, you give it some more layers here and there, the score would have gone up. But for me, 3 out of 5.
Janelle?
I give it a 2.5 out of 5. I'm afraid that the cons actually outweigh the pros, and I think that's kind of how you need to look at it. If there's more that goes bad with a movie than that goes right, those things can't overcompensate a score. So I give it 2.5 out of 5.
I'm gonna go with Tony and give it a 3 because I thought it was a pretty good comedy. It was a little bit weird what they put in there to take up time and space. I love the cameos a whole lot, and it was really funny of what they were chasing down and trying to get to. I thought that was a lot of fun too. So I guess we're stuck at maybe a 3, 2.5, and 3 somewhere in there for Drive Away Dolls. Next up, we will see you next week.